I shall rue the day that I chose to make a roux. Sorry, that's all I've got for an intro this time. But to be more specific, last week we made biscuits, so there's no way that I could fail to not make gravy this week. And that means starting off with the very basic building blocks of gravy, which is apparently called a roux. It's as simple as it gets, really. It's 2 ingredients and that's it. That's barely even a recipe. But it's in the book, so that's what we're going to go with. Okay, so the first of the 2 recipes is about as easy as it comes, ingredients-wise. We got some flour, we've got some butter. We're going to put one into the other and hope for the best. Okay, hardware, we've just got, well, again, pretty much as simple as it comes. Whisk and a pan. We're just melting it up now. We're supposed to melt and everything until it kind of stops bubbling, as that would mean most of the water's gone. And we'll have just fat left. Waiting for the bubbles to subside. I'm hoping not to get burned. Don't move away. No, don't burn. Don't you burn. I don't think I'm supposed to get that. The bubbles have subsided because I removed you from the heat. This probably won't end well. Screw it. We're putting you in. We can try again if it sucks. We can try again if it sucks. Words to live by, especially when it's me in charge of the cooking. But at least it's just butter and flour and we can get more of that. That was brilliant. Yeah, I got under that. Heat to low. And hope. And hope? Barely a minute and a half into this episode, and we're already relying on hope to get us through a 2-ingredient recipe? No rebellion was ever built on that much hope. Okay, I think it's looking all right. We're gonna trade out the whisk, though. And we're stirring until we get a toasty aroma. Smells, yeah, that's toasty. I guess we're giving it a couple minutes. Okay, so despite the early spillage around there, I think we have what can basically be called a roux, I guess. And the thing is, in the book, that's where it ends. That's the recipe right there. In the show, however, on the show, Mr. Brown would go on to create a nice brown gravy from roast drippings. This, however, would require making, a roast. And since I have neither the time, the inclination, or the roast, we're gonna have to do something different. So it claims any liquid, and we've got enough to supposedly make gravy out of any liquid. I choose you. Because why not? Why not? I'll tell you why not. Because you're trying to make cola gravy. Okay, we still have to let this cool for a sec before we start adding in a colder liquid. Okay, yes, I can pretty much guarantee this is going to be one of my worst ideas yet. It's sad since we're only 4 episodes in. But you know what? Yeah, this is gonna be dumb. Okay, that's all I've got. So, we have our roux, we have our liquid. We'll bring them together in a glorious mass of stuff. I got nothing. I got nothing to add to that. Let's add a little bit at a time. Now, normally, I would save this kind of misplaced curiosity for another show I intend to do in the future, tentatively called Side Quests, in which I will be taking the things I learned from these episodes and applying them to something else. But for now, well, I guess I just couldn't resist making cola gravy. Because sometimes you need, and I mean medically need, to add some bubbly goodness to random recipes. I think we need to bring that heat back up. 1 cup down. See how it worked. It goes from liquid to goopy really fast. It was pretty much completely liquid 1 second. And the next, Play-Doh. There you go. So add in more and more. Don't burn. All right, that's 2 cups of Coke. Let's take it all in, and I think even this is going to be a little too thick though. So, but well, we have brown gravy, and so we just need something to put them on. It's going to be more liquid. So I think I'm just going to stir it in and call it good. Well, all right. That, despite the source of the liquid, that looks like brown gravy. Looks like. Yeah, looks like. Well, better for gravy, I guess. Well, later on, we're going to be doing the real proper gravy for biscuits. But for now, let's give it a go. All right, then, here we go. It's biscuits and Coca-Cola gravy. Hard to go wrong with that. All right, the answer is well, the answer is it was stupid. And yet, try it one more time. Let me get one more bite here. See how. Well, it's food, and it's not bad. It's actually not. It's just that you don't expect that kind of sweetness with a biscuit. Maybe if it was with, right? Maybe you could do a rice bowl or something. Well, maybe you could do a rice bowl or something with it. I mean, it's just that there's. It just doesn't have like the body that you expect from a gravy. So I think there might be something to it, but because it's not bad. You're not going to spit it out. Well, you might, but we've achieved gravy. So let me see if I can explain it any better now. You'll note that as I was speaking just there, I kept going back and taking more bites. This wasn't because it tasted particularly good. It's just that my brain and my taste buds couldn't quite match up on what was going on between them. So I needed to get more data to help that process out. Okay, time for an actual gravy, I guess. So, sausage, more flour, seasonings, the milk. Yeah, okay. First things first, the recipe in fact calls for doing this in a cast iron skillet, of which I have none. So, make do with what we got. And what we got is sausage. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, it said brown all the sausage, and then I'm supposed to get rid of the sausage. Well, take the sausage off for a bit and leave, it says 2 tablespoons of the fat behind. And I was getting worried that maybe I accidentally got the leanest loaf of sausage ever, but well, maybe we'll get a couple of tablespoons out of that. And we'll brown this for a sec longer. See what we come up with. Okay. Maybe that's a couple of tablespoons. And maybe judging volumetric measurements just by looking at it is something you'll get good at over time. Let's say yes. That means sausage goes out. Sausage goes out. That doesn't feel like 2 tablespoons at all. Let's reclaim some of that. That's not going to work at all. Dang it. It's right around this point that I stopped trying to wring any more fat out of this particular stone and just cut in some impure stuff from the bottle. Well, might have killed the flavor, but we're going to go with it anyway. All right, all the flour into the pot. Wow, okay, we might need a lot more oil than that. I don't think that's how it's supposed to look. That's close. Let's switch to a spoon. Smells right. People say that about me all the time. Might have got some problems there. Smelling more canola oil than the other stuff. Should have done. Never mind. Anyway, next step. Kill the heat. Well, sort of. Curdling the milk. Think we're gonna redo this episode? No, we're not. Back to the whisk. Well, I definitely have my concerns about this. And yeah, it smells okay. People say that about me all the time too. I guess we just bring it back to a simmer and we'll add the sausage back in and see what happens. I think, however, the mistakes on this will be mine and no one else's. I'd like to say that in the culinary arts there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. But boy, is that so far from the truth when you really think about it. Okay, we're thickening up really well. Fine, yes, people say that about me all the time too. Throw in the last of the sausage. And a bit more seasoning. In the words of the book, wants an insane amount of black pepper, which can probably only help if I screwed this up like I think I did. And technically, a tiny amount of pepper would also be a crazy amount, because you'd have to be crazy to only put in a tiny bit of pepper. All right, let's plate it up. Please note that these are the biscuits from the last episode. I can personally recommend that one if you haven't seen it yet. Be sure to check it out. Doesn't look bad. Okay, Sawmill Gravy. A lot of sausage, a lot of milk, and, the biscuits. I am a little concerned about this one because I didn't get enough fat off of the sausage, so I added a random fat, the canola oil. So I don't know how that's going to work out together. But The milk came in. I was worried that it would cook too fast. I didn't know what that was going to do to the milk. I mean, it smells all right. So I guess we'll see how it goes. It goes pretty good. It tastes all right. I don't taste anything that would seem like a screwy fat combination. But all in all, pretty good. I'd probably choose a different brand of sausage or type of sausage to do this again. But all in all, that's a good breakfast. Or dinner. But, like I said, the sausage that I chose for this recipe, and I don't really remember exactly what it was, it had some kind of sage or other herbal oddness in it, and it didn't quite gel with the flavor of the gravy. But on the whole, I think it worked out pretty well. And it did pair really well with the biscuits from last episode. Link in the description for that. So, I am going to rank that one pretty high up on the tasty scale. Yeah, probably right around the biscuits. The thing is, it was good, it was tasty, but I don't know if it'd be worth actually waking up early in the morning to actually make the stuff for breakfast. And I don't think I'd ever make it the night before and save it till the morning of, because something about second day gravy just doesn't appeal to me. I mean, gelatinized goop and sausage, it's probably fine second day, but meh. And I suppose I do need to rank the roux and the cola gravy. Which the roux, I suppose, was correct, but I'm not exactly sure on that, and I didn't actually taste it. So we'll just throw it up there for now. The cola gravy was technically done correct. Technically. It's hard to call it. It had flavor. It had a lot of flavor. So let's put it up here for now. Might have to remove it later. So anyway, that's all for today. Thanks again, everyone, for watching, and especially everyone who's already subscribed. I really appreciate that. Tune in next week as I continue to work my way through every Good Eats recipe ever.